Hi. We're trying to select videos that exemplify leadership behavior and discuss specific examples of how leadership or what behaviors specifically were demonstrated through leadership. Um, the movie that I selected overall was Remember the Titans. I've sat through numerous leadership trainings prior to my current position. Each one of them, in fact, and they were all separate, involved watching either clips of Remember the Titans. In one instance, we actually sat and watched the whole movie as a class, which was interesting. But I do think that the movie holds several examples of leadership behavior, and you can see the transformation in the team throughout the movie. So the two clips that I've selected, one was a kind of bringing together several inspirational moments, while the second was towards the end when they're in the very final game. Julius, the co-captain of the team, steps up and while the coach says you've given it your all, and regardless of the outcome of the game, you should hold your head up high, and you've come a long way, and you've done a lot of good work. And Julius follows that up with saying, with all due respect, individually, none of us are perfect, but as a team, we've been perfect. And if it's all the same with you, refers to Coach Boone, that he'd like to leave it that way, meaning as a team, they've been perfect and they've come a long way to drive that cohesiveness throughout the team where they were very separated at first. So it was a team of both black and white students coming together to form a football team for the first time in that school. And so there are a lot of challenges, as you could imagine. So the first part of the video shows Coach Boone setting expectations in the training. That training camp will be hard, it'll be challenging, but whoever makes it through will make the team. Nobody will be cut. If you want to play, you'll earn your spot through hard work, dedication, and it won't simply be focused on talent. Um, Although the coach comes across as being very harsh, um, he's doing. He's eliminating excuses that come with the risk of loss when competing. So give it your all, and if you do lose, just know that you simply gave it your all, and you did lose the match, the game, but eliminate excuses up front. Go into it with the 100% drive. So that is the authentic leadership part where he's being himself. He's leading as himself. That's how he leads. He's very honest. He's very open with the expectations, and he also employs servant leadership. So although he mentions at some point in the video, in the movie, I should say, that he's dictating. He's the dictator, and it's not a democracy, but he's a servant leader to the team. And the team then almost also becomes servant leaders to each other. So you can really see this in Julius's speech in the second video that I've posted here, that the team isn't perfect, or sorry, that the individuals aren't perfect, but the team is. So at the beginning of the video, they're running, they're bumping into heads, and through the actions of the coach, and one of the actions was, hey, he's going to dictate that they get to know each other, each member of the team, and report back to him each day until each team member is met with another team member of the opposite race. And so you can really see the team start to form together. And as that happens, then the team starts to employ servant leadership for each other, for every other member of that team, even to the point where if one member of the team is not fully engaged in the team play, that team member was actually asked to step down and leave the team. So they become such a cohesive unit that previous bonds are then separated based on the overall good of the team. Um, the third leadership behavior is transformational leadership. There are several examples of transformational leadership here. You can really see the shift in players from the beginning to the end. Again, especially apparent in Julius' speech. The one that I'll really talk about here is the speech that Julius gives. So, as an individual, nobody's perfect. As a team, they're all perfect, and they're only perfect together. So, based on Coach Boone requiring the black and white players to get together and to really get to know each other on a personal level, he's driving that team spirit throughout the entire team. So the three main leadership behaviors that I saw in this video or these videos were authentic leadership from the coach driving that downward, also employing servant leadership. So he's being authentic, he's being honest in who he is, but he is there for the team. If they work hard, if they work for the overall good of the team, he has they have his full attention rather, and that's also demonstrated in the movie where he offers to help one of the players who has no plans or intentions to go to college simply because he doesn't believe in himself. He increases that team player's self efficacy by pushing him to bring him his grades every day, and that they would go over the grades, and he would help him essentially get into college, which by the end of the movie he does. And then transformational leadership, just a transformation from not only the players, but you see it in the assistant coach, where at the beginning of the movie he's kind of undermining the coach every time he comes down on a player, but toward the end of the movie or at the end of the movie, after they win the game, he says to the coach, I know football, but what you've done with these kids, you're the right man for the job. So complete transformation throughout, not only for the players but in the coaching staff as well. So I think this is a terrific movie that has a lot of examples of leadership throughout. So good examples. I hope you enjoyed the clips. I hope you get to watch the movie if you haven't. And thanks for listening to my video.